The life force of your bond. A power like light itself. Unseen for generations. A dyad in the force.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Dyad in the Force, episode 129.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone in the chat so far. Xanato Stone Pillar, welcome to Dyad in the Force. Legit Simon, welcome to Dyad in the Force. NP. Today we'll be talking about villains. Now, I know that we often talk about villains in the context of the heroes, but in this case we are going to take a deep dive into the next villains for the new Jedi Order, or maybe even new stories to explore in the future of Star Wars, what their motivations might be. And everyone, we're taking calls right now if you want to call in and chime in on that. But the initial question that I have for Choco, other than how's it going, how are you doing, is should the Sith return?
Should the Sith return? Eventually. I'm going to say yes, but we got to give it some time to breathe. But so we've never seen the Sith in their infancy. We've never seen the Sith in an early form. What we saw was the very tip of the spear after like 1,000-year-long plan that had been ramping up to this. I would love it if they weren't the initial villains, you know? So maybe in Rey's new Jedi Order, you know, she gets a bunch of students, and then there's also somewhere else in the galaxy, or maybe one of her students discovers, you know, a dark side artifact, or, you know, maybe we get someone who is the same species as the main character in Rise of the Red Blade. And
are you talking about Canon Sithari?
Not Sithari, but just with an affinity, you know, for some reason this dark side artifact calls to them like very strongly, and they don't know why, and they end up falling. You know, I would like to see the creation of the Sith.
This is true. We could use a story like that.
But that means they wouldn't be the initial antagonists. They would be a threat, the burgeoning threat that just begins. I want the Ascendant.
Now, here's another question. And guys, feel free to call in whenever you have something to chime in. I know, Kenny, you have a lot of thoughts on this. Whenever you're on break, we'll take your call. And thank you so much for 13 months, part of the Dyad squad, early crew. I will be on later. Okay. I didn't see that, but now I see that, and we'll take your call later. Do you think that... Well, no, it is canon that the first Sith, in terms of the Order, came from the Jedi, right? They fell. That is canonical, but we don't have the story of Ajunta Paul. We don't have the story from Legends. So my question is, do you think that there should be a Sith before the Sith?
You mean a Sith species?
Yes.
I do. I really do. Okay, so like if you have the Sith species around, there has to be something, right? They can't just build all of their rituals and stuff out of thin air. At least that would take a lot longer. You know, we have Night Sisters, you know, who have their version of the Force. On Jeddah, we find a whole bunch of people. We got Sorcerers of Tund. We have all these people. So if they found an ancient civilization and mixed what they learned from being a Jedi with what they had there and thought that was the ultimate, you know, power, the ultimate way to go, yeah, I think that would be interesting.
Now, why don't you think Isket is Sithari? Or the canon Sithari?
Because of the culture of the home world, but we don't want to get into any spoilers. But I was thinking that most of the book, I was like, oh my god, are we doing this?
I mean, it's possible because they don't know what. I mean, we're not going to go into spoilers for Rise of the Red Blade, but there is information on Iskat or Akaris already from the Vader comics. So I'm just going to say they don't know much about their species. Just know that she looks like a Sithari. And,
could be an offshoot, an offshoot or something like that.
Evolutionary or transitional.
There's no dangly bits though, the dangly bits.
We haven't seen. I mean, it could be elsewhere.
Stone Pillar says, I thought there's already a Sith species. There absolutely is in the expanded universe.
Yes.
We have yet to run into them in canon yet, so we cannot confirm whether or not they exist there. So love Legends, love the Old Republic, and now people are making me want to pick up SWTOR again. But we can't assume they exist in canon until we see them.
Yeah. Although we can headcanon them. Yeah. What we do have in canon, as I mentioned, is that the first Jedi to fall to the dark side.
Hate you, Chris.
The first Jedi to fall to the dark side created the first Sith Order. We don't know who that is. In Legends, that's Ajunta Paul. In canon, we don't know who that is. And we also know that they took the planet Korriban, which is now Moraband, from another species. But canonically, they don't go into detail. We don't have a lot of information there. That's why we're getting Dawn of the Jedi by James Mangold.
I can't ever hear Korriban now named Moraband and not think chlorophyll. More like borophyll.
Shout out to Star Wars lore Chris for being a Dyad Squadron member for 23 months. That's almost 2 years.
I can't believe we've been doing this for this long.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, we are at episode 130, right?
Yeah.
That's we already celebrated our 2-year anniversary at 104. And now we're 156 episodes. Will be 3 years if I'm mathing it. But
it's funny how these things kind of evolve though, because we started doing Dyad so that we can talk about current events, because the High Ground was talking about specific topics,
evergreen stuff.
Yeah. And then I was like, you know what? I want to talk about, I can't talk about this stuff because we're doing it the other on the weekend. So when I stopped Dyad, or I stopped High Ground, and then now we're doing topics.
And we could talk about current events too, like how Acolyte's not really canceled. What else happened this week?
Let's see here.
Not much happened really. I think it's been a slow week for Star Wars.
It's been a slow week, and that's intentional, right? Star Wars has been, Lucasfilm, it has been focusing on Indiana Jones, which they should be. That's the right move for the company. Have you seen Dial of Destiny yet?
No, I haven't.
Are you going to see it?
I probably should, because I have some A-list free tickets to make it worth paying for that. So I'll probably see it next week.
So it's not just me who grew up not really caring about Indiana Jones. I don't know. It was
No, you're right. I watched them because others said to watch them. Whereas Star Wars was introduced to me, and then I started watching everything.
yeah. My last memory of Indiana Jones, like I honestly, I mean I think I've watched them since Crystal Skull came out, but like I remember seeing Crystal Skull in theaters, and that being one of the worst theater experiences I've ever had. Not because the movie was so bad, which the movie, I mean, I did not really like it, but the people I went with, there's a whole huge ass group of people, and they wanted us to save seats for everyone. So there's like 4 of us trying to save like 20 seats, a whole row, and like people were trying to like fight us. Everyone else was late. We were wearing Naruto headbands. It was a whole thing. And so yeah, after almost getting into fights with people because we were trying to save seats, turns out they were there. They were all just hanging out in the lobby because they didn't care.
Well, another reason why it's been slow is because Ahsoka comes out next month. And you know what that means? As soon as Indiana Jones has run its grace period in the theaters, marketing is going to go... It's going to skyrocket. It's going to increase dramatically over the second half of July leading into Ahsoka. We're going to get more trailers, probably more TV spots, for which I am not going to watch because...
Yeah. No, I'm gonna watch them because I'm required to, but I don't need them.
I will watch. We'll probably react to a trailer, right? But I don't know. I think TV spots are just a tad bit too far. Because then, like, they'll release a TV spot and they'll be like, "Oh, it's Darth Vader versus Shakti."
Yeah, if they, yeah, I mean, there is the second trailer that was only shown at Celebration for them to still release. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people want to see Sabine holding that lightsaber. You know, she has a lightsaber fight with Shin, you know, stuff like that. It would be cool and not add too much because a lot of us have already seen it in one way or another. But more than that, I don't think it's needed.
Let me ask you something, because this is something that I was writing in my AU book, but I feel like Sabine, to the point of Chirrut, is force sensitive to the degree of Chirrut. In which case, I wrote in her book that like the severe discord of the severe discord caused by Tar Vizsla has made her sensitive, like has increased the attunement to which she's sensitive in my book. Now in canon, I've always felt like she had a certain degree of affinity because she's able to wield Ezra's lightsaber quite skillfully. But I don't want her to be a Jedi, you know what I mean? But again, as a descendant of Tar Vizsla, you would think there are some midichlorians playing in the background there.
I mean, it exists in all life forms, and plus, you know, you don't need to have force sensitive parents to be force sensitive. So I'm sure there's a lot of people growing up in the what was it, 1,000 systems, 10,000 systems of the or people, planets, groups in the Mandalorian system.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make sense if there weren't any force sensitive people. I just don't want it to be like a crutch. But yeah, if it's light enough there, I just want her to kick ass on her own accord.
Oh yeah, for sure. And this is why, like, when we were talking about the next stories of Star Wars, I wanted to like other perspectives of the Force, because if
seeing them in the comics has been fantastic.
Yeah, and if we get what's her name, Kay Vess?
Yeah.
If she ends up being Force sensitive in the end of Outlaws, it's a story that I'm interested in seeing, because it's like, not every Force sensitive needs to be a Jedi or a Sith, and not every Force sensitive has like this kind of theological awakening and starts doing things differently. Want to see a story from that perspective, where they're Force sensitive, but they're just doing their own thing, still being a smuggler, scoundrel.
Yeah, I think the only time I've actually seen that, I want to say it's the book The Rise of Darth Vader, the Legends book. There is someone who is like just a pilot who's Force sensitive, and like their parents knew and just didn't want to send them to the Jedi, and they're like, okay, cool, and they're just so they're just around the galaxy being a pilot who just had good luck. Obviously, without training or anything, you're not gonna like start doing crazy stuff.
But I'm sure his reflexes were their reflexes were, aided.
Yeah.
Let's answer the question by Stone Pillar. Do you know who originally found out about the dark side, or was it the first Sith that discovered it? The dark side was inherent it's part of the Force.
There's no light without shadow.
Yeah. So it's not truly
did
about
I tell you I watched
discovering.
Shadow and Bone recently? All of it? I did.
You didn't, but how do you like it?
It was good. It was like if you mix Star Wars, like the sequel trilogy, with Avatar: The Last Airbender, with fanfic.
We gotta get Christy. You're gonna talk to Christy about it. Actually,
Specifically, like Legend of Korra era, because people had guns and stuff. I mean, yeah.
Christy hasn't seen season 2, because we watched the first episode together, and she was like, thanks for this, I don't have Netflix. I'm like, oh. So
Shoot, I'll give her, I'll make an account for it.
Yeah. Anyways, the dark side has always been there for the Force, so it's not like it has to be discovered. But I
mean, even back at the dawn of the Jedi, like that was a thing of trying to avoid, falling to the dark side. So yeah.
So who originally found out about the dark side, or was it the first Sith that discovered it? It was more along the lines of who was the first person to embrace it. And that much we don't know. But we do know that the first Jedi to embrace it created the Sith Order.
But
well, I mean,
now it makes me wonder. I mean, my question, and this is kind of like, James Mangold movie, is the first people to embrace the Force, did they start by embracing the light or the dark?
This is true. Well, I don't know if anybody ever inherently, this is just me being hyperbolic. I don't think anybody ever kind of comes out of the womb being like, oh, I want darkness.
No, that's true. I mean more like someone was born, they're Force sensitive. They don't really know it. They've just always, felt like they had a sixth sense, and it doesn't manifest until they got really mad and like something flew against the wall, And
then they were like,
and they're like, oh, this is power. And then, like I could see a world where that was the first, where people embracing the light came out of, these people were embracing the dark, and then the other people were similar, like opposed them and got together and teamed up,
Yeah. I feel. Wait, did you finish Rise of the Red Blade or still reading it?
Oh no, I finished it.
I feel
Also,
like
by the
that's
time
on your mind.
Well, when we were talking about it, what I realized is I had already overlapped, you know. But yeah, Darth Chopper. Up earlier in the chat, Lothal Young said that her dad and her dressed up as Indy in Short Round for Halloween, and I gotta see pictures. You gotta if you
Pixar
gotta
didn't
send them.
Part of me wants to know everything other parts doesn't. Oh wait, before we move on, Stone Pillar. There were other Force religions out there that, you know, there were the Zepho, and in antiquity they fell to the dark side. But yeah.
I mean, there's like in the High Republic comics right now, or the ones that just came out. I mean, we got to see people who their usage of the Force was through plans. That was cool. I want to find out more about them.
There's a faction in the Convocation of the Force that is strictly dark side.
Yeah. What is it? The ninth door, third door, the dark door, Sith door. I don't know. There's something.
I could probably pull it up here if I wanted to, but
but I don't, so I won't.
Real quickly, shout out to Connor, Leia's only hope, for being a member for a full 2 years. Jesus.
Also, I have to ask: can we, as a community, truly come up with our alternative from Twitter? Because it is in free fall now.
We need some app developers.
I've been binging Silicon Valley recently, and it's just such a great show.
What would we call it? What would we call it?
Sorry, my mind went straight to something I shouldn't say.
Hooters?
I mean, no. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. Twitter Supreme? Yeah.
What about Porgle.com? Or Purgle? Purgle.com.
No, I like Porgle because it's Porgs and Purgle.
Yeah, Porgle. We need some app developers. Suhaila is a UI designer. Could probably do something about that. Not Rumbler and the Jungler.
I mean, that just sounds like a worse grinder.
I think I like Porgle now. That just came out of the butt. Let's see here. If she ends up being Force sensitive at the end of Outlaws, she's basically Kyle Katarn. It's true, but not, because Kyle Katarn also trains under Luke, right?
And Kyle Katarn was a stormtrooper.
Right, but still, like, he trained to be a Jedi, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And so if Kay Vess is Force sensitive at the end of Outlaws and doesn't do any of that and just remains Force sensitive, that's not Kyle Katarn.
Yeah, Porgle. You see why I couldn't? I'm not gonna say it, but that's literally the first thing that came in my mind. It was just screaming in my head. I was like, no.
Now everybody's gonna want to know.
No.
Wow. Okay. Back on topic. By the way, we are announcing Well, announced it a couple of days ago. Actually, I announced it without approval from the council, but it's been on our radar for a couple months now. Battle of the Dyads is happening right now, so find your partners, DM either Choco and I, and let us know who your partner is, who your Dyad is, and your team name. And we will start scheduling. We'll probably randomize matchups. And we'll start scheduling with everyone when they want to record their episode. It's going to be recorded offline. We'll be recording a series of episodes with Battle of the Dyads and then releasing them as like an ongoing game show for the channel. It's not going to be something live. But we do plan on doing something for DyadCon where we do a live, like, kind of like game with everyone. And everyone's Dyads going up against each other. And of course, in the Real Fans Would Know format. So, by the way, today's Real Fans Would Know Rogue One. So if you've seen that recently and you wanna test your your comprehension and recollection, you may do so today. So, we have a caller waiting. It is Kenny.
What's up?
Hello there.
Hello there.
A surprise, to be sure. All right, so there are other questions to be had when it comes to talking about the next villains, but initially I want to prompt you with saying, should their Sith return, and if they return, what does that Sith look like, and what are their motivations, and are they still the Sidious Sith, or are they new form of Sith?
If they do return, it's definitely going to be a new form. I don't think it's going to be the same mindset as we've all known them to be from the begin with, just like how Rey is a completely different Jedi than that of Luke from what we know of. So I can totally see if there is new. So I don't know if the Sith should return, because I'm loving the idea of Darksiders just being Darksiders, those who are just gathering in their emotions, staying true to themselves, just like how Bode was, or Dagon from Survivor.
That's true. Do you think if Dagon had the choice, he would have joined the Sith?
No, I don't think.
I don't know. Go ahead, Choco. Go ahead.
Well, the way my mind sees it is not without good reason. So, like, if there's a Sith Lord that was like, "I'll show you another way of getting there. We're gonna open up wormholes through space, like they could do in Legends," then yeah, he would join. But other than that, I think he was very happy doing his own thing.
Yeah. So,
and that speaks for a lot of the Sith. Like, if you look at like Palpatine versus that of Bane, or Revan versus that of Nihilus, like, each Sith Lord has their own motives and teachings that they use. They're not all in one mindset. Sure, their ultimate goal, like all of them, their ultimate goal is consuming power. But they have different ways and different methods of doing that.
Which is why they always end up losing, because it's always in conflict with one another.
yeah. Also, did you just say Revan from Nihilus?
I'm using two different Sith Lords that have like nothing in common, but yeah.
Shout out to Young. Great picture, by the way. Has proven that it has happened. I don't know if you want me to share it with the stream. Let me know, and I can share it with the stream, because it looks like some people are looking for it. Would this new Sith drop the rule of two? All right, let's talk about this for a second. Beyond this prompt, what is the rule of this new Sith? What is it that they are latching onto? Because we know the doctrine of the Dyad informed the rule of two. They were trying to create a Dyad, and they were trying to, I guess, in essence, create immortal life through the exchange of the Dyads, right? So what's the new philosophy? What's the new theology of the Sith should they return? It could be anything from, hey, I found Revan's journal on Lahan again. What does it look like?
It depends on the emotions of the individual. Like, when it comes to this new movie, and I'm going to assume that's where we're going with the logic, like who's going to be the next villain for Rey's story arc, right?
It could be that, or it could be, a new story that we see outside of Rey, like just like last week when we talked about like the next Star Wars story outside of everything else, like a story that has never been told before. It could be the Sith returning in their own movie that's like 100 ABY, or it could be returning for the new Jedi Order. It depends. So whatever comes to mind, really.
Like, for me, I'm thinking of this as like in Rey's terms. Like, this would actually help in her ideology of, yes, the Jedi are still needed, regardless of what everybody thinks. It would actually be up to the individual who is using their dark side energy, their dark side power. Like, are they doing this for a political movement, or are they doing this to assume power? Are they doing this because of whatever religious belief that they have under, or is this because of a personal journey that they have?
I honestly, I feel like depending on how deep into the darkness you try to go, and this is where I think I almost feel like all paths end at the Sith. Like, the Sith are the deepest point where they are themselves, being consumed by the dark
Asian
side.
Batgirl joined the Dyad squadron.
Hey, I'm Asian Batgirl. Thank you for joining.
The force is strong with this.
Oh, these are
Jonathan
probably
Pillitz
redos.
joined the Dyad squadron.
Oh, it is
that right.
the first. Yeah, okay. But you know what I mean? Like people start doing their own thing. You know what? I just really want to be really strong because I felt weak before, and then they start pursuing it more and more and more, and the deeper in the darkness they go, it's almost like people who, using the dark side is like using crack. And being a Sith is like being the ultimate crackhead. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter why you started using it. Like, oh, I want more energy to do this. Oh, it's just fun. You end up in the same place in the alley with no teeth.
That's quite the outlook right there.
That's a great analogy.
David in the chat says, so not to borrow a lot from Dark Forces stuff, but Sith should return via artifact like in Jedi Academy, and an ancient Sith like Mark Aragno's ghost be the antagonist. And then says, I'm thinking about it, it's too much the same. It is.
As long as they don't bring the Sun Crusher in there, because A, that ship looks stupid, and its concept was stupid. And
But I'm also thinking, like, outside of the Sith, like, if we don't get the Sith back, let's just go with this. Who should be the great next villain? The Chiss, the Nihil, maybe some other entity that we don't know of. Say the Mandalorians want to try to assume power.
Yeah. I mean, read Echoes of the Past. It's interesting because I'm thinking about something coming from the dark side, because we've talked about the Chiss and Yuuzhan Vong, the Grisk, but I've had this notion for like the last couple of weeks that the Sith could come back in a totally different, like, flip the script kind of way, where it's like who's the guy? I can't remember his name. Army of Light.
General Hoth?
No.
Farfalla?
No. Who's a Jedi?
Those were two Jedi.
What was his name?
Valentine Farfalla.
No.
Well, him and General Hoth were the two leaders of the Army of Light. Oh, sorry, Suki.
I need to look this up.
All right. Eliana's saying the Chiss. I would love. I mean, I do think we need to make that connection. Here's what I would love: if the Grisks have already taken over the Chiss, and they're able to do so because Thrawn wasn't there, which I guess is kind of sad. But we could have the Jedi and the Mandalorians have to team up in order to prevent that threat from overtaking them, and for them to help liberate the Chiss. And I think that could be something that's interesting.
That would be interesting.
I think it needs to be more complicated than just one faction versus another. You know what I mean? I always love stories where there is, 3 or 4 factions all wanting different things, and so you have these changing alliances that just kind of, at any given day, things are different.
When it comes to the Chiss, we've got to really think about how the story of the Ahsoka show is going to go down. Because from what we know and what we're being told is that it's going to be more towards like the Heir of the Empire books, which I have not had the pleasure of reading, so I'm going to leave it to you two gentlemen to fill in the blank on that one. But if the Chiss are that big of a threat, they would be actually probably a better way of, should the Jedi be involved in this kind of mentality with Rey, if we're going to go with the future aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean, so overall, the Chiss are not involved in that trilogy at all. It's only Thrawn. He's the only Chiss we see. We don't hear much about anything. We don't get any of that until the book Outbound Flight came out. But you know what might be really interesting? As if someone is fleeing from the Chiss, and they come in contact with Rey and her Jedi Order, and they tell her that there are Force-sensitive kids that are, being used as these Skywalkers, but their memories are being erased, and like they tie in all of that stuff that we got in the last book, and so now she's getting Force-sensitive kids involved. That's something that the Jedi would want to investigate.
Mm.
I think
That's
that could
good.
start an interesting conflict.
That's very good.
Do you guys think I should read Heir to the Empire before watching the Ahsoka show, or go into it with fresh eyes? So we have to remember, the people are reporting that the Dave Filoni movie is going to be called Heir to the Empire. We know that line gets dropped in Ahsoka, but since the other movie is being called that, I think Thrawn is going to be a minor part in the Ahsoka show. And so that question should probably be asked before that movie comes out. But even then, it's up to you. You can read it because that movie is not going to be for a few, years, But just remember that it's going to be different. And for me, I always like to watch the movie before I read the book. That's just my modus operandus.
I will. Ooh, thesaurus word. So I always suggest that you go into it with fresh eyes. Primarily because Choco said it's different. It's going to be different. It's going to be wildly different. And it's I guess the only kind of benefit you would have of reading the book is if Dave Filoni plans to put in Easter eggs that might, be for someone who read the book, like, oh, that's a good one. But I don't think I don't think the book itself is going to be serve as any kind of basis for the movie, other than the concept itself of Thrawn being the heir to the Empire.
I personally love the concept of it.
What's that?
Like, I personally love the idea that Thrawn was that respected within the Empire hierarchy that they do consider him the next emperor.
I mean,
not so much the next emperor, but the only hope of the Empire not dying. Because his viewpoints and stuff pretty much oppose Palpatine. But he's literally the only competent leader who is really good, because he's actually kind of altruistic. You know what I mean? Like, he's not seeking power. He doesn't want to, like, he doesn't just kill people at random. There's one instance in the Thrawn books where, like, someone makes a mistake and everyone's scared because they know, like, Vader would just kill that person. But instead he asks, like, what happened? Why did you make the mistake? And, like, lets that person live. He actually killed the person that trained him because they weren't doing their job. He has no problem being ruthless, but it's not ever out of selfishness or any sort of egotistical, like, thing. He just...
Yeah. He's doing it for an actual purpose, not doing it for randomness. As I've always put Thrawn as Professor James Moriarty, there is an end goal to his madness. There is no miscalculation here. I know a lot of people like to make him out to be like a Sherlock Holmes. He's not a Sherlock Holmes. Not even close. Moriarty is on that same spectrum. He has an actual goal. And he will kill anyone. Yeah.
So I found out who I was trying to refer to. And
oh God.
And I mistaked it for what I mistakenly said Army of Light, because this is what I essentially want to come out of it, and not because of Lord Hoth or anything like that, but I wanted a story like Exar Kun. But like coming back within the frame of an Army of Light, like I wanted a story of someone who thinks that their purpose is that of light, but they are serving the dark side. Do you know what I mean? Like creating this misnomer in the galaxy that they are the next Jedi, but they are very much Darksiders.
Okay. So we're talking like Superman versus what was that? The Elite Four?
Yeah, I know which movie you're talking about. Yep.
Let me make sure.
Yeah, the British
versus the
almost
Elite.
Justice League looking. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So in Superman versus the Elite, at least in the movie, I haven't read any of those comics, but there's this team of people with superpowers who come, and they start saving people, but they are killing the villains. And so they're like, no, we are heroes. Like, Superman, you are the problem because you were letting these people go, and they were causing more chaos and more deaths down the line. And got to, like, turn all of the public opinion against Superman because they were the ones getting the job done. And he had to prove that, like, no, his way is better.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic cartoon. I freaking love that movie.
Yeah, I think that will shake things up with the whole concept that they're exploring, which is the Jedi needed, right? Mm-hmm. Does Rey, in the middle of rebuilding the Jedi Order, encounter another order that's just like, let's say, a canon version of Kip Duron, and he's like, I have the right of it. I think we need to we need to start killing these criminals and just like and do this whole vigilante thing. of like a sweeping movement across the galaxy of removing the evil, but at the same time serving the dark side because they are driven by like this emotion,
primal emotional need,
vengeance and vindication, you know, and it is not like in service of the light. And Rey, you know, having to rebuild the order, they you know, they come to blows with this new, which is why I called it that, army of light, which is not the Hoth, but just like the idea that they are proposing to be of the light, but they are serving the dark side. And I think that's an interesting ideological clash.
Yeah, I like that, but I would specifically want it to come from within her new Jedi Order, for there to be an actual schism of people who want to be Grey Jedi. I'm serious. I would love that if they're like, we're not going to adhere to this stuff. We want to use these emotions, and then all of them fall to the dark side. Every single one of them falls to the dark side, but they think they're doing good still.
Yeah, that's true. Marianne in the chat said there was a race from Sator that I found interesting, but I can't think of their name. I think we touched on that is a race car.
I realized from the live I left the door open,
literally right next to the sword.
No, it's me.
I
have a door here that I left open from when we were live before the episode started.
I think we talked about it in our pre-show, and I think you're talking about the Voss, Marianne, because the Voss is. I think the Voss would be an interesting introduction to canon as well. May I just say that Disney has brought more legends into canon than George Lucas was ever going to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as somebody who has been trying to stay on the canon side of things, I love the idea that we're bringing in legends, especially for those who have been longtime fans of Star Wars, who've been loving a lot of the old books. To you two, as our lore masters, do you guys believe that this was the right move?
Oh,
or does it bring like?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I got. There's two things about it. For one, probably 60% of Legends is awful. Is just really, really bad
stuff. A larger percent, just incongruent with continuity.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, need we talk about Triclops or Manjulpa? Like there was some really weird and dumb things that they did. And so, sorry.
The one thing of Legends that I've read thus far is a comic book, and the one thing I want to see on screen is a flying Rancor. That's it, with dragon wings. Like that's all I want to see.
JJ wants to see that too.
Rancor, dragon wings. You get to see Jabba the Hutt eat someone just like a human. It's super
don't make
weird.
That sound again.
Like I don't know, there's some weird things, and so you'll see a lot of love for Legends, but it's because there's 400 books, and so people are reading what the best ones of those are, and not looking at the rest of the stuff, and it's because that content is already there. So the fact that canon can look at the good stuff and be like, okay, let's do that, and not be like, this is Palpatine's son. He has 3 eyes and can brain blast you. You know, I'm for that decision. You know.
Yeah.
Kip Duran, like literally killed millions and millions of people and made a whole star system uninhabitable by blowing up its sun. And then he comes back and he's like, I'm sorry. And Luke's like, oh, they're there. All right, anyways, let's keep going. And you're like, No consequences. No, it was. Yeah, it was.
It's like one of his students is like, you genocided like a whole bunch of people, and Luke is like, you realize he was once a Jedi. You couldn't possibly, just like this.
I don't care if Ryan killed his whole family. This is like a son to me. Yeah.
Kip Duron he's a political idealist, not a murderer.
Not a murderer.
No, but as Choco was saying, a large swath of Legends is pretty terrible. But the stuff that they bring in and continually bring in is like, they're all legitimate stories. They're all like good stories. And so whenever we say like that's not canon, it's not to say that Legends is illegitimate or like they're not good stories. It's just that would they fit into the new canon? And this is primarily why they created a new canon, so that this stuff could be congruent with everything. Because if everything remained canon and they were trying to release a sequel trilogy, they would have to finagle their way around incongruent stories.
That's why I've always considered legends as legends. These are just great myths that have been told to kids, and kids have made up this fantastic, unbelievable story that makes no sense. So when I hear like, oh, Dave Filoni's going to be making Heir to the Empire, and I'm like, okay, in context, it's not going to be exactly what the book is going to be.
Yeah.
You need to get ready for that.
Yeah.
Like Rook is dead. He plays an important role in that series. But there are some really cool General Bel Eblis needs to be part of it. But yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff in there.
Just like David said, I support bringing in Legends anywhere it makes sense, especially if you update it and make it better than it was.
Even great books, I mean, like the whole Heir to the Empire, series, you still have like Luke being like a weird clone that can't talk, and it's like like it's I don't know, it's like it gets wacky, and there's so much greatness of it, which Star Wars has camp. I just take
Jones.
Legends, put it in a centrifuge, spin it around. The stuff we need, let's keep. Everything else, toss it.
Yeah, distill it down to its greater purposes. Like Juris Cabanth, who's like, I'm a Jedi Master. How? I'm just a Jedi Master.
I just am. Don't worry about it.
It's just like what's that one thing that Jedi Always just put out, saying that the Dantooine scene from the 2D animation is canon. I'm just thinking, then why haven't all the rest of these Jedi done exactly what Mace did in that one little short? Like,
it's not canon. It's the scene itself is not.
The
canon.
event happened.
The event happened. Yes.
Yeah.
That one in particular, I like to think that the event happened, but that whole 2D show is propagandists that work in the Republic. You know what I mean?
Like, look what Mace Windu did. Total mega punch the hell out of a buttload of troopers.
Like when you watch Inglourious Bastards, there is like the propaganda film. And like I feel like it's the same thing. But yeah, I mean, okay, so that, using that as an example, in Legends, you have that. But did you ever face a B2 battle droid in Republic Commando? I don't know if you ever played that game.
I played it, yeah.
They are raid bosses in that game, and if you don't have missiles, you cannot take down a B2 battle droid. You just can't, a super battle droid.
I played Survivor on Grandmaster, and the B2 battle droids are raid bosses.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, if Mace Windu is surrounded by 1,000 of them, and he's pulling out screws and punching them with his fists, and he's destroying them by the literal hundreds, you're like, why is there a war?
Exactly.
Or, just from the same cartoon, right? Yoda basically just, like, lifts the entire army and pushes them all back. And it's like, okay, that invasion's not happening anymore. It's like,
The droid ship is trying to land, and Yoda's like,
they report, hey, this planet is besieged, and Yoda just drops out. It's like, not anymore. And all of the droids like get tossed. So I mean,
he goes Kobe, and then throws him into a sun. And you're like, all right, I guess the war is done. Cool.
Yeah. If that cartoon was canon, there's no way the Separatists win, especially with 10,000 of these guys.
That's why I've always treated Legends material with the literal grain of salt in that entire phrase.
Yeah.
All substance, no execution.
Okay, like
wannabe fights.
Xanatos says, 2003 Clone Wars Grievous. Obi-Wan is not taking down that guy. There's no way.
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
Welcome, Em. Which is the cue. Because we are approaching hour 2 of Dyad in the Force, and we are ready to go into real fans would know.
And unfortunately, that's me leaving.
Okay.
It breaks over. Sorry, guys.
Well, love you
I
anyways.
will, one of these days, I swear to God, will play this game legitimately and be on here for a full 2 hours. I swear to God.
Find your dyad.
I need to.
Find your dyad. Give us the team name.
I need to.
And we will have you play. We'll schedule. This is all offline, so we'll find a schedule for you that works, and you'll be able to play.
Yes. And
All right.
Yeah, have a good one, and let
Have a good one, guys.
Well, he's Darthman86 on everything.
Darthman86 on TikTok. We also have another competitor for Rogue One.
But as we're bringing everyone in, I gotta ask Em a couple questions. If we are talking the villains of Rey's New Jedi Order, question 1 is, do you want the Sith to come back? Question 2 is, what would you like to see? And what do you imagine?
I'm going to say no on the Sith, just because I feel like I want something maybe a little bit more unique than the sequel trilogy villain, just because, not that Kylo was a Sith, but similar, you had Snoke, you had Palpatine, so I feel like that's all pretty Sith adjacent. I think I would maybe what we were talking about last time, which is not a Sith, but some other, like, Force sensitive, maybe. So someone who has ideas on what the Jedi should or shouldn't be, or maybe somebody who doesn't think the Jedi should come back at all, maybe more like a Martian Rowe type. Not him, but like someone like him, or maybe more Marta or the Mother, just because I think it'd be cool to see a female villain.
Oh, that's interesting, because that's giving me vibes of Legend of Korra, like the people who are fighting against the Benders.
Yeah, or like something like a dynamic like Kuvara and Korra with Rey and a villain would be cool.
I'm thinking that.
Like, I think that would be fun.
Same question to Ileana.
Yeah, I think it's time to move on from the Sith. I think we've beaten that horse. I mean, we have 9 movies of Jedi versus Sith, and it's time to move away from the George Lucas format. Let him enjoy his retirement and $4 billion. I'd like to see maybe the Chiss. Is Abeloth still alive? Abeloth could be a cool villain.
Oh no.
Sorry, I hate Abeloth so much. Like with every fiber of my being.
Okay, then I'll just go with the Chiss. Also, Choco, I would like to just let you know I'm also a connoisseur of the Walmart's men's section.
You know, when you're there, you're just like, yeah, you gotta always look. You never know, it's gonna pop up.
1 second, Choco. Vamp,
Then we'll say I want the
in.
Chiss.
I mean, yeah, we do absolutely need to explore the Chiss, and I think you're right about. It's interesting. There's two schools of thought in this fandom, and one group is, I just want to see the same thing over and over again. just Order 66 on repeat. And then the other group is like, no, give me character depth, emotion, fresh stuff, because it starts to get stale. Yeah, and I really like that.
Yeah.
Just making sure all of these statements are in.
All right, perfect. And also, you said you're also a connoisseur of Shadow and Bone.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm also a connoisseur of Supernatural, which I know y'all should be almost meeting Bobby Singer, so I'm excited for y'all to meet him.
Bobby Singer.
That
Yeah, I'm
doesn't
not.
ring a bell.
Yeah.
I was like,
You'll meet him in
so not yet.
episode 21 or 22 of season 1.
Okay. Well, I will look forward to that. I want to say
that's
the
next
last.
episode, right?
Yeah, it'll be the finale. You'll meet him for the first time, so I'm excited to see what y'all think about him.
Okay.
We got some more contestants. Sorry.
I'm really worried that I'm gonna do bad and it'll be embarrassing.
Not true.
Yeah, that's not.
Emily,
that's
you're
not
gonna be
possible,
fine
right?
because I am here and I haven't seen this movie since Andor came out, and as we all know, I'm a fake fan.
That's not true either.
No.
Xanatos, same questions to you.
Same questions to me.
Yes.
So I do agree that the Sith can like not be a problem anymore. That doesn't have to be a thing. If so, just like at most be an artifact that someone like a politician doesn't know what they have and they accidentally let something loose. That's as far as I wanted to go. Like one movie maybe. But somebody like a villain as interesting as Anile would be really cool. Probably better in this case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Shout out to Cal for being a member of Dyad Squadron for 23 months, almost 2 years. Let's go.
Oh.
Cal, join Real Fans Would Know.
Yeah.
Unless you
Do
just
we have
came
time
here.
for a quick... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Do we have time for a quick yes or no lore question? Because there's something that was bothering my brain and I don't know if I made it up.
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Is Starkiller base Ilum, yes or no, or did I just make that up in my head?
Yes.
It is. It is Ilum, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
It's sad. Although, huh? No,
Marianne gave her a
there's
no and said it's Ilum.
Because I was talking about it last night, and I was like, I don't know if Best Legends are canon, and I was like, I know I'll see some more Masters tomorrow. I'll report back.
No, it's funny though, because when The Force Awakens came out, man, we were speculating hard on that. We're looking at this planet, and I think you got the planet specs in the visual dictionary of it, and you're like, this is the same. It's like the same size as Ilum. It looks similar, and we're like, we need to know. But yeah, we pretty much got the first confirmation for that in Jedi Fallen Order, and then they came out and officially confirmed it.
Yeah,
Alright.
see, I don't have a video game console, so...
Okay. The first time you go to the planet, you find, and even the screen that, like, the loading screen is the regular planet Ilum. And then you go there, and then you find the Empire's there, and they're ripping up stuff and doing all these things. The next time you go there, you actually see like the work that they did and what is leading to that big, trench in the middle of the planet. Which was pretty cool.
Okay, thank you. I was just like, I don't know if I like heard this or I like made it up in my head or read it on AO3. I don't know what's real anymore.
Well, it happens. I mean, Marianne in the chat said she thought Coruscant was the one destroyed for years.
That was the original plan.
Yeah. And then everyone got pissed about that. I'm like, come on now. No one cares about
Happens.
Coruscant.
Well, we
Happens
know
in
who
Legends.
got pissed.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like we have our contestants for real fans who would know. If you guys weren't here earlier for our announcement of Battle of the Dyads, find your partners. Find your Dyads. Send us, DM us your team names, and we will start randomizing matchups and scheduling offline recordings with you guys so that we can start this ongoing game show segment for Dyad in the Force and just have fun.
Dyad found.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
It said partner found, team name TBD.
Awesome. Yeah, just so everyone knows, it's not a tournament. It's just an ongoing game show where people just come on and play. At DyadCon, we'll probably have like a room full of everyone's Dyads just having fun and playing this game. But it is in the format of Real Fans Would Know. Anyways, on to the actual Real Fans Would Know. This is the Rogue One edition. Last week we did solo. Hayden.
Hayden won.
She destroyed us.
Hayden did well.
Of course she did.
We tried to break the rules so that
Yes.
she wouldn't win, and she still won.
Yeah, girls.
It was a catch-up mechanic. It was the X Factor in UMVC3. We gave people.
I'm still
10
waiting
points.
for Rebels.
It is coming. It is coming after this. Next week, actually.
Oh, we're doing Rebels?
Yes.
We're not doing New Hope, we're doing Rebels?
We're going in chronological order.
Wait, so should you have done
I have
Andor
Rebel
this week?
Legion next week. I'm not going to be here.
We would have done Andor, but we did that already a couple of weeks ago before we started the chronological crawl. But we will eventually do Andor again.
Maybe I'll
with season 2.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do it from my car. Okay, maybe I'll do it from my car at the troop. Like literally like finish my shift in full costume.
Yeah. So
It's a busy weekend. We have 4 troops in the area for 4th of July weekend. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, jeez. It's crazy. But yeah, be there next week. You can call in just as you always do. And we'll see, because Young is going to be there too. Ooh. So who's going to win the Rebels one? Who knows?
Some tough competitors.
But, okay, let's get this started. As always, raise your hands whenever you have something to say. Some of these statements may have multiple incorrections or multiple mistakes. You cannot reattempt unless someone else attempts and gets it wrong or gets it right. And you only have 3 attempts in total.
Ooh.
With that said, it's time for Real Fans Would Know. I think this is it, right? This is it. It's probably going to be really loud. All right. First statements. Here we go. As Jyn Erso rummages through the main computer during the Battle of Scarif, she reads through several directories, including special weapons development, hyperspace tracking, and navigational systems. K2SO immediately tells Jyn 3 screens down, structural engineering, open that one, before shooting another stormtrooper with his right hand. Upon opening the directory, she finds project codenames. The first codename is Stellar Sphere. Eliana.
Real fans would know that it's not Stellar Sphere.
It is Stellar Sphere.
Oh, okay. I tried. I thought it was Stardust.
Em.
No. Real fans would know he hits the stormtrooper with his left hand.
That is incorrect. He hits him at the right.
I was just like, right hand is a weird detail to add at that point.
Ilyana.
Yeah, that's
fans would
why.
know it's not 3 screens down.
Yeah.
That is correct. It is 2 screens down. Anything else?
Not to my knowledge.
Come on, Dave. What you got? It's a misdirect, guys. The right hand was a misdirect. I put that there so that...
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the last one I swear we did, and it was like Obi-Wan is holding a saber in his left hand or something.
Sometimes we are pedantic as hell, but...
It's fun to do it, too. When you're writing them, and you're like, he says this as he steps with his left foot.
Real fans would know it's not navigational systems.
That is incorrect. There is navigational systems. Let's go, David. You can't read it to death.
No, I'm trying to think. Is like I'm not sure if anyone has said a couple of things that because I've been reading it over and over again. Real fans would know it's not special weapons development.
That is also correct. There is no special weapons development in the directories. What else?
There's a third one.
Nope, that's it.
Oh. I was like,
Y'all are scaring me.
Okay, we got Ilyana 1, David 1. Here's Choco's first statement, and Suki.
Look at the
Yes.
puppy.
Jen Erso was charged with the following crimes: possession of illegal weapons, forgery of Imperial codes, aggravated assault, escape from Imperial custody, and resisting arrest.
M.
well, I think there's 2, but I don't think it's...
There's more than one wrong, yeah.
Okay, I was like, because I think it's real fans would know that it's not escape from Imperial custody, it's attempted escape. Because she never actually escaped.
That's not that. So that is incorrect. But you were very close. Very, very close.
Ilyana.
Real fans would know it's not escape from Imperial custody.
That's correct. It's
I feel like I got that. That's not fair because I definitely said it's not escape from Imperial custody. She only attempted to.
You said what you thought
Thank
it
you,
was.
Emily.
So the actual thing is it actually just says escape from custody. I added the word Imperial in there for no reason. But so that's a pretty pedantic one. But
Okay.
There's more.
There is more, but we should clarify that if you point out a mistake and make an additional incorrect statement, that would cancel it out.
Okay.
So if you would have stopped at it's not that.
Escape from...
Yeah. So if I said, the basilisks have 3 arms, and you said no, they have 5 arms, and you're like, oh, they have 4, so it's still wrong, and it feels bad. I'm sorry. But what else do we got?
I think David made us, right?
I did, yeah. Real fans would know it's not forgery.
It is forgery. So that is incorrect.
M.
Real fans would know it's not possession of illegal weapons.
That is correct. It is possession of unsanctioned weapons.
I'm trying to think of the word.
All right, is that it?
There's one more.
Okay.
David was close.
Ilyana.
Real fans would know it's not forgery of Imperial codes. Use the test to take the test.
I appreciate your style. That is correct. It's in forgery of imperial documents.
Oh,
Not codes, it's documents.
that's.
Dang.
I guess that's.
Yeah, I
true.
was gonna go with the whole statement. I'm like, no, now you just freaked me out. I'm gonna say one word.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's the last one.
All right, Ileana with
That is my
3.
entire strategy team.
I'm waiting till Ileana talks first now.
And with
Ileana
1, David
is
with
the
1.
guy on Price is Right that does 1 cent more than what
Yeah,
you said.
now I'm waiting till Ileana talks.
All right, the next statement is:
Good job, Marianne. You should join us.
When K2SO is stopped and mistaken for taking Andor and Jin as prisoners, the stormtroopers intervene and say they need to check K2SO's restraining bolt. Chirrut interrupts, saying, "Let them go." He approaches the stormtroopers, chanting, "The Force is with me, and I am with the Force, and I fear nothing, for all is as the Force wills it." Excuse my impression. After dispatching of the stormtroopers, 7 more show up and are immediately shot by Baze. Who was first? Is Dave or M?
I saw M first.
Okay,
Real fans would know it's not a restraining bolt.
that is correct. It is diagnostics.
Yep.
Anyone else? Ileana.
David.
Oh, David. Yeah, sorry.
Real fans would. Oh, sorry, David, go. It's fine.
It's, real fans would know. Chirrut interrupts, saying, "Let them pass in peace."
That is correct. If what you had corrected was still wrong, just a caveat.
That was just confidence. That was just
Okay.
confidence.
I was very
I
sure about
appreciate
that
it.
one.
Okay. Anything else?
Is there anything else? I think there's one.
Yeah.
Is Eliana's hand up? Eliana.
Yeah, it is. It's up.
Okay, like you're frozen here. You're frozen both in the stream and on the side, but one has its hand up and the other doesn't. It's so
Okay,
weird.
it's up. So my internet sucks. I'm getting new internet when I start my new job. It's gonna be better, I promise. But I think Chirrut, real fans would know Chirrut says, "I am one with the Force is with me."
That is incorrect. So there's actually
Okay.
nothing
That's
else
a
wrong
quote
with
from
this
somewhere
statement.
though, right?
Yeah, I was like, I don't think anything else is.
Yeah.
I have
just
not
got-
watched this movie since Andor came out. I am winging it.
I just have gotten into the habit of saying anything else.
Anything else? No.
All right, Choco, second statement.
It's okay. This is
Actually, if I say
When
anything
we
else and somebody says nope,
people.
nothing else, that's a point. Just saying.
Oh.
Oh.
Technically, it is a point, but okay. Choco's next statement. Here we go.
Instead of destroying the entire planet of Jeddah, Tarkin suggested destroying only the holy city, stating, "We need a statement, not a martyr." This prompted Krennic to use a single core ignition rather than full power. David's up first.
Real fans would know. Tarkin does not say "not a martyr."
Yeah.
That is correct. He says, "I need a statement, not a manifesto."
Shout out to Marianne for getting that correct.
What else we got? Is this a birthday episode for
Emily?
Emily?
Yeah.
Happy birthday!
Happy
so
birthday.
sorry.
We don't know.
Oh, is it your birthday, Emily?
Yes.
Is your birthday episode the Rogue One real fans would know?
And it's also Kyle Soller's birthday, or I say his last name wrong, but it's Cyril Karn's birthday too.
Oh, that's
It was
awesome.
my birthday party tonight.
Well, happy birthday to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Mine's
you.
on Monday.
I'm happy you
Oh,
guys know
happy
that the
early birthday.
real party is here in Dyad.
Yeah.
This was not planned.
The party
by
was
the way.
scheduled from 4 to
No.
8, so we could be on Dyad.
Okay.
That's weird. It's weird how that worked out chronologically. That Rogue One landed on his birthday.
Yeah.
The Force is as it all is as the Force wills it. All right, who's first raising their hand on this one?
David was raising his hand, but I don't remember if someone guessed in between his last guess.
Oh wait, no, he
No.
did get the martyr one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what else do we got?
I got one.
You can't reattempt until someone else.
Yeah.
Ileana.
Real fans would know it wasn't a single core ignition.
That is correct. It was a single
reactor.
Oh, that's what it was.
There's one
like this...
more, but it's
oh god,
it's a little
It's pedantic?
This one it's not pedantic, but it's
no.
there.
Oh,
You can guess, and it doesn't matter if you're wrong. There's no negative
no,
points here.
I'm just trying to think.
I think I know what it is.
No one's guessing. Oh, M.
Real fans would know it's not the planet of Jeddah.
Correct. Jeddah is a
Yes,
moon.
Yeah.
Right on. This is
That's
getting
all of them.
interesting. Ileana with 4, M with 3, David with 3. And here we go with the next statement. Before leaving for Edu, K2SO tells Jin that her accompanying them is a bad idea, and Cassian thinks so too, before sarcastically remarking, "What do I know? My programming is just strategic analysis." When Andor arrives, K2SO also protests to Jin having a blaster. Andor asks where she got it. She responds, "I found it." K2SO then protests again. I find that answer unsatisfying and unconvincing. M was first on that one.
Real fans would know it's not before leaving Edu, it's before leaving Yavin.
That is correct. Oh, well, actually, the statement says before leaving for Edu.
But they weren't leaving for Edu, they were leaving for Jeddah.
Yeah, that's still
Yeah,
correct.
it's Yavin is the place that they were on Yavin. They were not leaving for Edu yet.
All right, that's 1 point. David?
Real fans would know K2SO does not say I find that answer vague or unsatisfying and unconvincing. He says vague and unconvincing.
That is correct. Also, everyone's tied up right now. What else?
I like how David was not going to say the direct quote, and then but his body wouldn't let him.
I believe there is one more.
I have
love
not
seeing
seen
this.
this movie since Andor came
I love
out.
seeing a three-way tie. This is great. Austin in the chat knows the answer finally? Well, Austin, if it behooves you, you can join in on this game. And
Yeah, Austin, you can call in.
And still...
Austin, come in.
And still, you know, possibly come back from this. There's everyone's at 4 points, but the rest of the statements have multiple mistakes. Ed.
Real fans would know it's not strategic analysis.
It is strategic analysis.
Oh, I thought it was maybe statistical.
Just to move things along, you're close.
Oh shit! And I think I know what it is.
Eliana, like a true
Real fans
hyena.
would know it's not what do I know is my programming is just strategic analysis.
That is correct. It is my specialty is just strategic
Yeah,
analysis.
I was like, as soon as you said, I was like, it's not my
Thanks,
programming.
Hey, it's a valid tactic.
Smarter, not harder.
All right. We have Eliana with 5, M with 4, David with 4. Here's Choco's next statement.
This is somewhat your previous question, but while searching for Death Star plans, Jen found the following: hyperspace tracking, navigational systems, stellar sphere, Mark Omega, Pax Aurora, War Mantle, Cluster Prism, Black Saber, and finally, Stardust.
M was
M?
first.
Real fans would know it's not Cluster Prism.
Cluster Prism is one of them.
Ah, damn it.
Elia?
Real
think
fans would
Eliana
know
was
it's not
first.
War Mantle.
She was.
it is.
Yeah, real fans would know it's not War Mantle.
War Mantle is in there, yes. But give me 1 second. I just want to verify that I didn't accidentally just put that in correct.
You probably did. But just for fun, David, did you have something?
Real fans would know it's not Mark Omega.
That is incorrect.
That-
Mark Omega is in there.
That's the one I'm 100% sure was in there. Because
I was like,
I'm sure about a bunch of the other ones.
yeah.
Okay, so I apologize. When I make
And
these,
was
I write it
correct.
out. I write it out.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, I swear I've never heard cluster prism before.
No, because when you answered, I was like, that's correct. But Choco said incorrect.
What's that?
What is the actual
I don't
thing?
know.
Cluster prim?
So yeah, I thought it was something. Oh, I thought prism was right, but it's not cluster.
No. What I'm saying is, it is correct. I put in the wrong version of the paragraph,
Oh.
so I put it in without my mistakes.
Oh.
Oh, so it's all correct.
So this is all correct. Yes.
So real fans would know there's nothing wrong with this statement.
I can't give that to you. I'm sorry. That's totally my fault.
What was to be the mistake? Then?
The mistake was I added like 4 fake ones from the Expanded Universe and from Destiny and from other places.
Oh, Destiny.
I was like, well, we know Stellosphere the navigational Stellosphere is right from the other question.
Yeah.
I was like, War Mantle sounds
Project
too
Codename,
like
Clover Spray.
real.
I knew that War Mantle and Black Saber were 100% yes.
I knew Mark Omega was 100% yes because there's a whole Bad Batch theory about how it's about Omega.
Yeah, and I knew that one because there was a bunch of stuff about like, oh, they're gonna go to Scarif or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like because when the trailers came out for that Planet with the Crabs, they were like, oh, they're going to Scarif because there's Mark Omega and Mark 1. Like, I know my Bad Batch.
Yeah, that's really stupid on my part. I apologize.
You're forgiven.
Choco, do you want to come up with one and we'll revisit that statement? While I read this next statement?
Go ahead and keep reading statements, and I'll make a new one,
Okay.
so we can get our turn.
Next statement is: when their shuttle arrives at Scarif, they request a landing pad.
God.
Gate control responds cargo SW0608. You are not listed on the manifest. Bodhi says they were rerouted from Edu flight station and transmits the codes. Jin reflects on Lyra's Kyber crystal as the codes are being verified. Once cleared for entry, Andor says impressive, while Jin leaves for the cargo saying, I'll tell the others. Liliana.
Real fans would know it's not cargo SW0608.
That is incorrect. It is cargo SW0608. David.
I believe you.
Real fans would know Andor doesn't say impressive.
Oh,
That is correct.
that was mine. Very well.
Anything else? Is this pedantic? You bet your ass it is.
No.
That was pedantic, but I don't think that's it.
You can always give it a shot.
Well, I was gonna say real fans would know it's arrive at the airspace of Scarif or whatever. they don't arrive at Scarif, it's they arrive.
No. Or at least not what we're looking for. They are technically arriving at Scarif. Ileana.
Real fans would know Jin doesn't say, I'll tell the others.
No, she says that.
No, she
Okay. I was thinking maybe it was like, I will tell the others. That would be pedantic.
Yeah, this is...
We seem to have lost Choco in his quest to find the secret.
Choco, where have you gone? He's back.
What happened? Did I leave?
left
Did
us.
she leave?
Yeah, you
Did
left.
the whole stream go down? Okay.
No, you left.
You left.
That was so
us.
weird.
He left us.
Well, that's not what I'm gonna do.
He doesn't love us anymore.
So she left like mid-sentence for me, and everyone else was still here.
Oh.
And then one by one, you guys left, and then I came back, and I was like, did I just have a stroke?
In Choco's defense, me getting booted is like very realistic.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised I haven't been.
Yeah. I
Marianne
only
in
paid
chat
$35 a month for internet.
says real fans would know they don't request a landing pad. That is incorrect. David.
Real fans would know the term used is not flight station.
That is incorrect.
Real fans would know Jin climbs down to the cargo.
I mean, technically the same thing. Not what we're looking for. I believe there is 2 more mistakes.
Goodness gracious, y'all. My disbelief is at an all-time high.
That's what this format's for, man. It's not your regular trivia question.
This format is to humble me. That's its entire purpose.
Don't we all love actually? That game is fun. I guess for the purposes of this, we'll lift your guys' attempt limits. Choco's like, no!
Oh no, it's fine. I mean, just giving me more time to pop in another question, but it makes sense because, yeah.
Y'all, I'm a bottle of adult drink in. I can't.
Real fans would know you are not listed on the manifest cargo SW0608.
That is correct.
Well done, Emily. Well done.
Okay.
It says
I was like, if the ship isn't wrong in that statement, I feel like something has to be.
you are not listed on the arrival schedule.
Oh.
One more. There's one more. I feel like this isn't pedantic, but you kind of have to.
I don't.
The math has to math for you in one of the sentences.
I'm bad at math, so it's not mathing.
Yeah, that's not.
It was an analogy.
I went to school for war crimes.
You guys have no limit, so keep guessing.
I mean, sure.
Oh,
David.
It would depend on your definition or how broad of the word, but Jin doesn't reflect, she holds on to the crystal?
No.
Or is that... It's in the same vein.
M.
Real fans would know it's technically Jin's Kyber crystal at this point.
I mean,
Give her the point.
That's not what we're looking for.
Okay, she was given it Lyrics intent for how many years at this point?
Points for things that y'all weren't looking for.
All right. Well, Choco, are you ready? Almost ready?
Almost. Yeah. Just.
Well, as he almost gets ready, do you guys give up?
I just sent it to you.
I concede. I concede.
Yeah,
I'm
I
done.
concede.
Which one was it?
I feel like
Okay. Real fans would know Bodhi doesn't transmit the codes K2SO does. As he says,
I forget case. Yeah, I
we
can
were
survive in
rerouted
space.
from Edu flight station, and then K2SO says transmitting. All
Now I'm
right.
remembering the scene.
Okay.
Yeah, now I'm like, okay.
I believe you.
I believe you.
All right. Revisiting Choco's statement that he just compiled. Marianne in the
God.
chat says, "Son of a." All right, Choco's statements revisited. Here we go. The remake, the reboot.
Oh,
Reboot?
I mean, it's a different question, but when Lyra pulls her gun on Krennic, he tells her to think very carefully. Lyra's last words are, "The Empire will never win," as Krennic says, "Do it." She and Krennic fire at the same time. She gets hit in the heart as Krennic gets hit in the right shoulder.
M was first.
Real fans would know Lyra's last words were not "The Empire will never win."
That is correct.
It's "You'll never win."
Yep.
Choco,
David.
Davis.
Yeah, there's more.
Real fans would know it's not Krennic's right shoulder.
That is correct. It is his left shoulder.
That is not a misdirect this time.
David took my answer.
There's one more.
Liana.
Real fans would know it's a blaster, not a gun.
That's, I appreciate it, but that's not what we're looking for.
Is that on the level of real fans would know that the title crawl starts with episode 1, The Phantom Menace?
It's worse. I didn't see whose hand was up first.
I think it was David's.
Okay, David.
I can't see because the banner. Otherwise, I would.
Yeah, it's David.
It was you, David.
Real fans would know Krennic's not the one that fired.
That is correct.
It's a trooper.
It was a trooper.
Yeah, it was.
David in the lead with 7. M with 6.
geez.
Liana with 5. All right.
I
On
maintain
to-
I should get a half point for the blaster.
I'll
Okay,
give it to
I was
you.
like,
A blaster is a type of gun.
I'll give you a half
No,
a
it's
point.
not.
If I say, like, you know, someone drove a car and you're like, it's not a car, it's a Toyota Camry.
SUV. It's a mid-size SUV.
Fuck. What? Okay, y'all. I'm like, can I say wine on YouTube? I don't know. I'm like a bottle in.
You're fine. You're fine.
No, you're fine. Yeah.
Since that was your third statement, now on to your fourth statement. Choco.
Oh, a mysterious man was repeating, "May the force be with you." As Jen walked nearby, he asked if she would trade her necklace for a glimpse of her destiny. When she asked how he knew she was wearing a necklace, he responded, "You must pay for that answer."
Dave?
Real fans would know he doesn't say "May the Force be with you."
That is correct.
Yeah, that was mine.
Anything else?
Do you remember what he does say?
May the force of others be with you.
Yes, that is correct.
Any more in here, Choco?
Yes.
He doesn't say you must pay for that answer.
That is correct. He says, "For that answer,
For you, yeah, you must
you
pay.
must pay."
Okay.
There is one more.
Oh no, I can't guess again.
Vivid.
Real fans would know he doesn't say a glimpse into her destiny.
That is correct. What does he say?
A glimpse into her future.
That is.
Okay, that's what I thought. That was mine.
Okay, David in the lead with 9, M with 7, Eliana with 5.5.
I'm proud that I actually knew all the ones in that statement, though.
It
I'm
also
proud of my
becomes like
0.5.
a weird blocking game where you're like, okay, I see 2 of them. Which one do I think they would know? And you
Yeah.
have to guess that first.
This is true.
Bold of y'all to think that I'm thinking that far ahead.
Yeah.
Real
All right.
I just go with the first one.
Fly, Eagles Fly is in this movie, by the way. Go Birds.
All right, second to last statement. Here we go. Upon escaping Jeddah, Jin tells Andor that there was a message from Galen Erso, a hologram. Andor asks if she has the message, to which she responds, there wasn't any time. Andor asks Bodhi, did you see it? Bodhi shakes his head. Jin concludes Andor doesn't believe her. Chirrut then says, I believe her, followed by Baze also saying, I believe her too. Ooh. A thinker. Choco, do you know?
Nope. Not a clue.
Real fans would know Baze doesn't say I believe her too.
That is correct. What does he say?
I don't know if he says anything. Does he?
He says, what kind of trap?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, I definitely, he doesn't, yeah, I didn't know. Baze talks he has like so few lines. The ones he doesn't really stand out.
Just know he never really echoes what Chirrut says.
Yeah, it's all.
All right, that's you're in 1 point of David. If David gets it wrong, you could tie it up. There's other mistakes. Or if Eliana gets it wrong or right.
Eliana has no clue.
When the wine...
Ellie is winging it. Ellie doesn't know what's going on.
When the wine causes you to refer to yourself in the third person.
David?
Stab in the dark. Real fans would know Jin doesn't say there wasn't any time.
That is correct.
Yeah.
What does she say?
I don't remember.
She says everything happened so fast.
I remembered half of it so fast I couldn't remember the rest.
Yeah, I was like, it wasn't time.
Let's see here.
I was like, isn't that from Justice League? That's what I was like.
Eliana, there's nothing else in the statement, but do you want to try?
Then never mind. Never mind. Cut me off before I make myself a fool.
All right. The last statement. How many mistakes are in here, Choco?
You put mine out of order. So.
Okay, well, let's see.
Okay. When speaking of the remarkable potential of the Death Star, Tarkin interrupts Krennic saying, its power to create problems has certainly been established.
Dave?
No, I think I raised my hand too quick.
M.
Because it.
Oh no, David can guess if he's still guessing.
Sorry, I thought you gave up on.
No, I'm just.
Okay.
Because this conversation feels out of place. So I don't.
5, 4, 3.
It's not Tarkin that says that statement.
What's your statement?
Well, the statement says its power to create problems has certainly been confirmed.
I mean, but what is the statement that you have to say?
But it's Vader saying that.
No, real fans.
Can you make your statement, please?
No, it's fine. Go on, man.
Oh, I was
confused myself.
Wait,
I was.
Go ahead, Em.
y'all are killing me.
I was gonna say real fans would know it's not remarkable potential.
That's incorrect. It is
Okay.
It is remarkable potential.
For some reason, I was like, I just feel like Krennic would never say potential. Like he would at this point be like, it's
Ileana.
it's remarkable.
Real fans would know that Tarkin doesn't interrupt Krennic, he lets him finish.
Are we back on Tarkin talk? What is
I don't know. No, I am on Corky talk and I am in hell.
Okay. So that is not correct. But David.
I tried.
Real fans would know it's destructive potential, not remarkable.
But what I have got?
No. Remarkable potential was the correct wording. I was like, but you were so close before.
I'm mixing.
Okay, real fans would know Tarkin doesn't say its power to create problems has certainly been established.
I'll allow it. That's correct.
Okay.
Tarkin is not there. This scene is not with Tarkin. It's with
Vader, isn't it? Yeah.
And there's one more thing that's wrong.
Oh, I can't guess again.
David?
Audra? You're killing me.
Fuck.
David?
Sure. I'm probably just going to repeat something, but the word is confirmed, not established.
That is correct. So David had both of them in the beginning, but couldn't phrase it, and then gave it up. And I was like,
I was so confused. I was thinking of Tarkin on the Death Star. Then I was like, this is from Vader speaking. I'm so confused right now.
I was like, what's your statement? What's your statement? Okay.
No, that was great, y'all.
David wins. Real fans would know with 11 points. M with 9 points. Ileana with 5.5.
I'm proud of that.
And
I feel like I should have gotten a half point for the Kyber crystal thing, but I digress.
you gotta fight for it.
But thank you guys so much for dropping by and participating in Real Fans Would Know. Happy birthday to M again and Ileana. This was not planned by any means, and so serendipitous to land on Rogue One. But does anybody have time for Pictionary?
I do, but I just need like 2 seconds before I have to go get another screen.
You just used up your 2 seconds.
Okay, sorry.
Get your screen.
I have a movie, so I actually don't think I can. But thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
I did not do too bad.
Not at all, not at all. The game is very pedantic, and so we will let the girl speak. Where can people find you?
You can find me on TikTok at StardustM, on Twitter and Instagram at _StardustM, and you can listen to my podcast with my friends Liv and Hay, Kessler Run Relay. We've been on a bit of a break doing life stuff, but we should be coming back soon.
Right on. Well, thank you again for dropping by. Happy birthday again.
Thank you.
And we'll
Thank you.
Next time.
See you next time. Bye.
All right. So whoever wants to join in on the Pictionary games, you're free to do so. Either call in or just play from the comfort of your own home. I'll get it started here in a moment.
Screen acquired. Thank you.
Also, and I'm saying this without having talked to Pep first, but we're gonna reach out and try to have people in the community suggest more things for Pictionary. It would be good to add to our answer pool.
Yes. Invite is in the chat. I'll also place it in this call's chat.
Let me get to the chat on this screen. I have to fix the mouse to the other screen. Wait, is it 1 or is it 2 or is it 3? Yo, my setup is ratchet. It's fine.
Hey, you all started somewhere.
No, I've got like the tablet, and then you're on the laptop because I found the laptop gets rid of the echo because I had that echo problem.
As I hear an echo.
That's because I have the tablet and the laptop going. I put it on mute.
Okay.
So it should be fixed. I'm doing my best, guys. Okay? I'm
not
really
laughing
trying.
at you. I'm laughing at Marianne in the chat saying, "Give me a minute."
Okay.
Reminds me of
You
when
get
my
1
friend,
minute.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing next to you.
reminds me of when my friend in college was talking about game mechanics, and she said, "What if this thing? What if the player takes a damage?" And I was like, "Just a damage?"
A damage. Rolls for 1, gets 1 damage.
Just gets a damage.
A damage, yeah. That's how video games work, right, Pep?
Mm-hmm.
Like the last video game I played was Nintendogs.
Especially if you're playing on Grandmaster
Oh,
mode.
damn
There's
it.
all of damages.
Cal is
damn
already
it.
in. That means he's gonna win. Normally, Cal joins partially in the game and still almost wins. So I think we might have some trouble.
All right, we have Marianne, we have Ellie, we have David, and we have Cal. Now, we'll start the game, but as always, if you're in the chat and you're watching along, you can join at any moment in the game. So, let's get started. Love you too, Cal. Here we go. Okay.
Oh.
I gotta make the baguettes and shit.
Beat him.
Dwayne the Zabrak Johnson.
Nice. Everyone got it before I gave him a smiley face.
He doesn't smile!
I guess I never knew how the points work. It's 1 extra point for who enters faster. Y'all probably already knew that.
I didn't. Again with the phalluses. This is definitely...
Is it really a game of Pictionary if there's no phallus?
Probably not. I like the guesses, Dave. Sith Eternal.
Just keep.
They have an
getting
X-wing
around
in my
pointy
town.
throne.
Did it not look like
We have
Darkwing
one
Duck
here.
at the beginning?
A little bit. Just a little bit.
And Duckbird.
It's time to increase the fun of this.
How did you get it already, Cal? What the heck?
I told you.
He's too strong to be left alive.
Hold on. Like.
Huh?
How did Cal get that? How?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How did you get that quick?
Oh, I can't
Was that his first guess?
Oh my gosh, that is not a... No. Come on, David.
It's
not-
abstract.
That is not like a
It's
bantha.
abstract.
Banthas don't have like puppy dog ears like that. They have.
Dude, I was trying to draw like
swooping-
tusks or horns, and I screwed that up. I know.
The
Force. No.
Lothful? No.
Oh. Like a bantha.
What? The middle of what? Kaden? What?
I hate this game.
Ellie, the middle.
What, Marianne? Oh, the bend! Oh, okay. I get it. Marianne, if it makes you feel any better, I am inebriated.
Okay, I guess that's a better depiction instead of what I drew.
I mean, I feel like you want to get it.
Marianne, it's not Dalgona coffee. It's something else.
I mean, there was no lightsaber there, but that's for you guys.
See, I did draw that the first time as well.
It's having trouble with the spelling. Forgot it's not that.
Dinoga.
Not enough trash, Cal. My whole drawing was trash. What are you talking about?
Either of these are. I'm gonna have to Google it.
It's okay to Google?
How rude.
Hey, hat.
It's not even showing.
Iggy goo.
Okay, I'm just gonna. What is this thing? I've never
Click
seen
on
this
hints.
in my life.
Click on hint a couple times.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's not
Oh,
letting
shit.
me. Like, a couple times. I'm literally drawing what I see on Google right now, y'all. I'm sorry. What is this thing? I've never seen or heard of this in my life. Is it from the High Republic? I'm still waiting for my library to get all the books because I'm poor.
I don't.
Yeah, I can only think of Zachary as well. I was like, I don't think it's
It won't let me hint again.
Zachary Morris.
Cal, see how it feels? Yes, I see how it feels.
Oh, no! I was typing.
What
it.
is that thing?
Zuckus.
What is this?
Zuckus.
It's a bounty hunter from Return of the Jedi.
That's niche. I thought it was High Republic, because I'm not finished reading them because the library here doesn't have them all. And I'm dependent on La Biblioteca.
Don't do us now. Biblioteca.
I wish it was Satine Creek, Cal. No, that is there.
Oh my God! Why is my brain not working?
Here. Oh, wait.
I know.
That
I know
was
who
a-
it is.
How did I get that?
Oh.
Don't get me wrong, I'll take it, but I'm confuzzled.
Oh,
Should have drawn a mouse droid.
okay. I wasn't gonna get it. That's not.
Should have drawn a mouse droid.
My other option was Hondo. That would have been too easy.
I'm so disturbed by this. Good.
I'm getting so close. What the hell? Is it versus Shock T?
Oh my god.
Oh gosh.
It's a little blonde baby. It's not Shakti.
Oh, that's a gag. Shout out to Ducks and Download.
Sorry, I'm on the.
I don't think I've ever
I'm on the
done
warpath today.
this bad.
Welcome to my world.
I've also never seen someone start with the feet.
Got it.
Let's just say there's a reason.
Got it.
For whichever one of y'all put that in there, I love it. I love it. Whoever put that in there, thank you. Gay icon.
just a little blonde guy.
I'm putting all the important details.
Oh, Cal, the only one you can't get.
But why is his arm so low?
Because I'm just, I don't know.
His arms come out of his hips and he's like,
I can write, I can't draw.
Queer icon.
Oh. Hey. I'm coming up on Cal.
y'all just type fast.
I mean, yes.
I just happen to be raised by a programmer who can't, who has to touch type, or has to look at it to type.
SpongeBob.
How the fuck did Cal get that? Huh? Jeez.
David, you're killing me. With the mullet.
No, that
I
was
love
me.
that mullet.
That was me. I'm sorry, Suki, did I wake you?
Yes.
I have a new spot for Suki. She sleeps on my desk on the right-hand side next to me.
It's like an armchair. That's just a bunch of shapes now.
No, it's not.
I said YouTube. What?
YouTube.
Huh?
Oh.
What? No, Jesus.
Cal, yeah, I'm with you.
I should have thrown Ray and Kylo Ren, shouldn't I?
I was just not expecting that.
There.
Oh.
All right, who's drawing the phallic stuff now? That's not where his lightsaber comes from.
Does now.
What is this? What's happening?
Oh no.
Wait, what? That was Luke?
I drew
What?
Mandalorian season 2 finale.
No! No! Marianne, if you don't put it, I'm gonna.
This is an interesting drawing.
Choco, we're not talking about him anymore.
It's merciful.
Oh. That's actually really good.
What the hell is it though?
It actually looks exactly like it.
I feel like I've seen it, but I don't know what it's called.
It eats fuchsia fire.
That's not helping.
What the hell was that?
What was it?
Ogdo Bogdo.
Oh, right.
God.
Oh.
Pep, you beat me by 1, but I was in last place for a long time, so I view that as a win.
I tried, and my dyad drawing was beautiful.
Yeah.
When I was like, that was funny.
We didn't get it.
I got it.
I didn't get it. Well, that's it for Dyad in the Force episode 129. Another one in the books, and another one next week coming in. Next week we will be talking about, I don't know. But don't forget to find your dyads, find your partners, and send us your team names. We will be running Battle of the Dyads. Let's go to Eliana first. Where can people find you, and if you have any final thoughts on the next villain for Star Wars?
Of course, my name is Eliana. I am on TikTok as L'chaim, y'all. This week we inadvertently set off a shitstorm involving Corky Kreese by asking a question at local Comic-Con. And for villains, I would really like to see the Chiss and the Grist and the Ascendancy burst into the universe.
I have a feeling that's coming soon.
Yeah.
What question did you ask at the Comic-Con?
I asked James, but have you seen the video of James Arnold Taylor at Comic-Con about Corky Kreese being born in 36 BBY?
Not yet.
Choco stitched it. It was me. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I'll send it to you.
David?
All right.
I made another euphemism video.
David, David,
You're welcome.
let everybody know where they can find you and your final thoughts on the villain.
I am David, also known as Xanatos1138 on all social media, pretty much just TikTok and maybe not soon to be Twitter, but that so far too. Final thoughts, overall, I hope that there is a new villain, a new galactic threat that we have not seen before. It's brand new.
You can also find him at Gargoyles. Character's name is David Xanatos.
Voiced by Riker from Star Trek.
Oh, geez, make it so. Hold on. Choco, any final thoughts?
When Cal joins first, we all lose. Except Cal.
It's true.
But check out Cal's stream. He goes live after this. If you want to hang out, play games with some other cool people, check him out.
Yes. Also, after this, we should be able to raid them by next week. YouTube's rating system is shite, but we'll have things set up so that we will raid. Well, actually, Cal, if you can set it up right now, we can raid your stream if you're streaming.
My babies.
I'll talk to everybody about that off stream about rating other people's streams at the end of Dyad in the Force. But thank you everyone for calling in, and thanks to M for calling in as well, for Real Fans Would Know, and happy birthday again to Ilyana and Stardust M.
Thanks, guys.
You're absolutely welcome. And yeah, that's it. On to the next one.
For Light and for Life.
We are all the Dyad.
And may the Force be with you, always.